What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Darryl Glover. I am super excited today because we have a star that has went from optometry school to becoming an OD, and it's going to change the game. I can already see the future. I got that crystal ball, and I know some amazing things are going to take place. The question is, are you guys ready for Dr. Svetlana Nunez? That's the million-dollar question. My friend, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. I'm so happy to be here with you guys, and thank you. I love your crystal ball. I'm feeling it.
Well, you know what? In this crystal ball, I see some amazing things, right? And I think a part of that crystal ball is because of the family that you have around you. When I look at your career, and it hasn't even really kicked off yet, you got so much brightness ahead of you, but when I look at your family, you know, from Doug to Nadia to JD, you know, when you have that support around you, it really elevates everything that you do. And today what I really want to talk about is your journey. I want to get into your journey of, you know, how did you get into optometry school? Why did you get into optometry school? I want to talk about what it's like being first generation Latina coming into school, and just talk about your experiences in general, because optometry school is tough. I know there's a lot of mental health concerns. There's a lot of fatigue with your body. So let's just really break it down from top to bottom, if you don't mind.
Okay.
But let's start off by just learning more about how you got into eye care.
Okay, yeah. So how I got into eye care, my mother got LASIK when I was about 5, 6.
Okay.
By the time I was 8, I realized that LASIK procedure went wrong.
Oh, my.
And so she had she was that 1% that had the complications.
Oh, wow.
From there, I always wanted to be a doctor. First doctor in the family, right? That was always the title. So it was like, okay, first doctor in the family, how do we actually get there? What kind of doctor are we gonna be? By the time I was 15, I was shadowing different offices, shout out the optometrist, and I loved it. It was great going into the office. Everyone's chill. You were able to have those conversations with the patients. I fell in love with it.
I love it.
I went into college, and I picked a college where they didn't have a pre-optometry program.
Okay.
So I started the pre-optometry club.
Look at you.
Yes.
See? A leader here. That's what I like. I love it.
Right? And then I started our first eyeglasses drive in college. And we actually, and we donated the glasses to a nonprofit so they can have the glasses for a mission trip.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I got into optometry school.
Where'd you go?
I went to Berkeley Optometry.
Fancy.
Fancy. And then I was documenting all of this. So everything I did in college, I was documenting all of this on social media. And that's how I got my great family. I mean, they're here today too.
Yeah.
All my mentors, all my role models, I mean, I'm blessed to be surrounded by so many of you guys.
Well, you know, I think we're all blessed to be in this profession because we get to help people every day, all day. I always say that our profession, we're truly the gatekeepers into the healthcare system. People come to us first, and we tend to see what's going on with them systemically, right?
Yeah,
so it's life-changing, game-changing quite a bit. Now, there's a lot to unpack with everything that you just stated, right? And I don't even know where to begin, but I really love that you touched on the shadowing piece, and at an early age, you were introduced to optometry. I think us as eye care professionals, we have to do a better job with spreading awareness about how amazing this profession is. This profession not only helps the patient that's in front of us, but it also helps us. It makes us better, right? It's a personal and professional thing, and I think that we really have to hone in on that. I would love to spend a little time in regards to what your thoughts are in regards to how we can create better awareness in eye care. What are some things that you plan on doing when you're in that exam lane to make sure that someone has that same experience that you had as well?
Yeah, I think one of the ways I bring awareness, and I think everyone can start doing this, is that start learning another language. Ooh. So one of the things is that, yes, I grew up speaking Spanish, but when I have my Arabic patients that speak Arabic, or my patients that speak Punjabi, even learning just how to say hello, you know, and how to say goodbye, how to say how are you, and like you might not know everything, right? But just that, I think, opens up the doors to be like, hey, I'm able to connect with my patients.
Absolutely.
And then if your patient is speaking a different language, they probably have family members. Those family members are the next generation.
Absolutely.
So then now you're sharing with another doctor. You're the doctor, and you're influencing this young generation. And you're like, hey, you can be a doctor too.
I love it. I love it.
That's the main thing.
So what I'm hearing, I'm gonna break this down, is that you're gonna leverage your kindness, your bedside manner to create that ultimate patient experience, and you do this by putting yourselves in that patient's shoes. You want them to feel comfortable so that they tell you everything. So just the littlest thing by understanding how to say hello or right eye, left eye in their language is going to elevate that experience, have that patient for life, but most importantly, they're going to feel heard. And as a result of that, that's going to turn into, hey, this kid might want to become an optometrist one day.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that.
You make the dream seem realistic.
Yes.
You seem like approachable.
Yeah. So let's break down your background a little bit more because you said first generation.
Yes.
Going to optometry school, first doctor. What has that been like? Because I know there's someone out there that looks just like you. They're contemplating going to optometry school and they're scared as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, I don't see myself reflected in this profession. I've never seen a doctor that's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Is this profession for me? Is it welcoming? So how has that been just with that journey throughout optometry school?
I'll start off with my family's history. So my parents came here. My father's from Mexico, my mother's from Nicaragua. They came here, immigrated to the States when they were teenagers.
Wow.
So they came here.
Together or they met here?
Oh, they met at church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they met at church. So at some point they met each other. They had me. But that has always stayed with us. So even in their own countries, no one in the family has been a doctor, has been able to pursue any of those education opportunities.
Yeah.
So when it came for me, I think my father was able to go to college. He had that push. So going to college was always an idea that my dad said, hey, I want you guys to go to college too.
I love that.
And then he used to take us when we were younger to go explore different colleges.
Nice.
And I think that's what started like the door, and that would open our door to be open. Like, oh, after high school, we go to college.
Yeah.
But then to actually go into graduate school, I didn't have anyone in the family that really has taken that step. So at that point, it was like, okay, I'm taking this step. Who do I reach out to?
Yeah.
Who do I ask for help? And it was interesting because on Instagram, there was other optometry influencers. And I was able to reach out to them and kind of see how they did things.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So then now that's kind of something that I do to help anyone who's out there. If you don't have somebody in your family that you can reach out to, you can reach out to me.
Aww.
Honestly, because when we talk about like family and everything, my parents didn't have money for me to go. I have student loans to pay. And I say that because that's a lot of other students' reality too.
100%.
There's no money in the bank.
Right.
the bank is the loan. So that's where we're at. But I think optometry is beautiful, where there's so many opportunities. You're gonna make money. It's gonna be okay. There's so many different ways you can practice, ways to have income. And at the end of it, yes, there's money, but yes, it's like the love you have for your patients and the love for the career.
Absolutely. I love that. You know, it's crazy. We got similar backgrounds. My parents were all about education. Yeah. My mother moved here from Liberia. Wow. Didn't have anything. Yeah. You know, it was during the Civil War. She came here fresh, no knowledge of where she was going or what she was going to do. And then she met my father. He's here from the States, Detroit, Michigan. And they fell in love, got married, right? And both of them went to college, but they didn't finish college. So for me to go to college and finish and then go to optometry school, you can see where our stories align.
Yeah, I see it.
And just the feeling and the happiness that I see in my parents, it just touches me. But it also makes me want to make sure that I pay it forward. You know, with my kids, but also for any other students that may come into my exam lane that may look like me, or even if they don't look like me, educate them about how great this profession is and make sure that they have a seat at the table to be able to build as well.
Oh, I agree. I love that. I love that we can have that connection.
Absolutely.
Because that just, when I hear your story, and I know a little bit about you, but knowing more about your story face to face, I'm like, this is why he does what he does. This is why you give so many different opportunities to all the students. And I see it. I see it all the time.
You know, I'll tell you this. When I was applying to optometry school, I didn't get accepted. I got rejected like 3-4 times.
Oh, wow.
It took me several years before I could get into school. And I didn't have money. My parents, they didn't have money like that. I thought we were rich. I thought we were balling. I didn't realize it until I got older. I was like, damn, we were poor as hell.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But the family atmosphere and the love, it was just so rich in values and purpose and education that I was rich.
We're rich.
You know? Might have been a different type. And that's the type that I love. And as a result of that, it is my goal to reach out to students and make sure that they have an opportunity to get into this profession.
I love that.
Now, let's take a spin here.
Okay.
And I actually want to stay in optometry school, but I want to talk about mental health in optometry school.
Yeah.
I know when I was in school, It was hard as I don't know what. I mean, it was ups and downs. I remember one day calling my now wife saying, "Baby, I'm coming home."
Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you coming home for?" I said, "Because I can't do this."
Yes.
She said,
yes.
"Did you fail?" I said, "Nah."
Yeah.
Did someone not like you? I said, "No."
Yeah.
She was like, "What the hell are you trying to come home for then?"
Yeah.
She said, "You're doing well in the program. Keep it up." So at that time, mental health wasn't one of those big things that people were talking about, but I was challenging myself and I was scared, but I made it through. But you being a new graduate, I would love to explore what does optometry school look like in the current climate?
Yeah, that's such a great question, and it's something that I love talking about. So, in the current climate, I think when I signed up for optometry school and thought of, I'm going to be a doctor, I didn't realize, I knew it was going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But like defining the word challenge, no idea. And I tell everybody, you don't really know what optometry school is until you start day one.
Yeah.
That first month, and then you're like, oh, this is what I signed up for.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, no matter what everyone tells you, you really don't know.
Yeah.
And so for me, the challenge, I mean, I went through a really tough time because especially the first 2 years, you're studying all day. You're in lecture all day, 8 to 5. Lecture, lecture, lecture.
It's a full-time job.
Full-time job. And then you're sacrificing, whether you moved further from your family, I moved a little further from my family, or whether your family's down the street at a school nearby, you're still making sacrifices. You can't go to so-and-so's birthday party or so-and-so's wedding. And that takes a big toll on your mental health as well.
It does.
You don't see the people. So you really need a strong support system when you're in school.
Yeah.
School had my mental health so bad that I got a dog.
Okay.
Yeah. But my baby is I feel like my blessing. My baby, my dog is my baby.
I love that.
And she's my blessing. She's been able to keep me solid. I think caring for another animal helped my mental health.
Nice.
That's what I realized.
Very nice. You know, I talk to a lot of students and I always tell them, you just want to make sure that, your mental health is where it needs to be. You got to find some time throughout your journey in school, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, just to reset. And my reset in life is, and don't laugh at me because people always laugh at me when I say this, but every 2 weeks, I get a pedicure, I get a manicure,
Yes.
I go get a nice Caesar salad from one of my favorite steakhouses and a nice glass of wine.
Love that.
And then I listen to a podcast.
Good.
And I do that every 2 weeks.
That's perfect.
My wife knows where I'm at. My kids know where I'm at. They don't harass me or anything.
Love that.
They know that's how I reset and keep the game going.
Yeah.
Because as eye care professionals, as optometry students, we're here to solve problems.
Yeah.
Every day we go in that clinic, we're hearing someone's problems and we have to fix it. Then we got to go home and hear problems and have to fix those as well.
Yes.
So at some point in time, you got to be able to take that break and relax and reset. And for me, as I got out of school and become a little more seasoned, I found out finding that reset works for me.
Yeah. Well, I love that you shared your reset with me because now as a new grad, I'm like, okay, this is somebody's reset.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that and I'm going to apply it now. I'm learning from you.
Yeah. And it's like you find your thing, right? I mean, for you, it might be talking to your family for 1 hour just to catch up. Or it could be, you know what, I want to travel somewhere every month just because I want to get out in the world and celebrate, all this hard work that I put in, right? But everyone has their own reset. But I think it's very important to figure out what it is because you cannot go on 10 24/7. You can't. You will burn out. Your mental health will be, out the window. So it's very important to make sure that you stay on top of that.
No, I agree, especially in school, guys. So make sure you're taking your resets.
Yeah.
We need that.
If you could give maybe 3 tips for optometry students, what would those 3 tips be?
My first tip is always be kind to yourself. So you're not going to pass every exam. You might not be able to study 100% for boards, but that doesn't mean you're going to fail either. You always want to be kind to yourself. Number 2, it goes along the lines of the reset. So finding something that it can improve your mental health, whether that's therapy, you go for walks, you have a dog, you enjoy a glass of wine, and you're able to go to a spa, get a massage, whatever it is that can help your mental health, make sure you put that as a priority and schedule it in. And then in number 3, I would just say have somebody close that you can talk to, that you can have discussions, and somebody that doesn't judge you. So if you're crying about X, Y, Z, whatever happens in school, that they're going to be there and be able to listen to you and not give you any judgment.
Yeah, I love that.
We need that in school. Sometimes you just need to cry. Sometimes you just need to let emotion out, and then you're like, okay, the last 5 hours I've been feeling bad, now I'm ready to study.
I love
That's
that.
how it is in school.
You know, I love that last tip. There's one of my colleagues, Dr. Kate Ham. She's also a fellow podcaster, Lunch Day with Rachel and Kate.
I love Kate.
And she coined this term known as wise counsel. And with that wise counsel, it's someone or a group of people that you can lean on when you need their help.
Yeah.
So her and I, when we're going through different things, we may reach out to each other and kind of paint the picture of what's happening and learn from each other, and just got that shoulder to lean on and cry on. So I encourage everyone out there to, you know, get that wise counsel, get that person that you can sit down and have an authentic conversation and not be judged by, because we need those people in our circle. Now, speaking of circles, I want to end this interview, this podcast, around depth perception.
Okay.
You got an amazing family circle.
Yes.
And you guys have been podcasting for what, 3-4 seasons now?
4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Yeah, we're
it's
going
hard
on
to believe.
4.
Time is flying.
Yes.
And I would love for you to kind of give an overview of what the podcast is about.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got to touch on where folks can find you and listen to it as well, if you don't mind. But if you don't mind breaking it down from the top.
Yeah, of course. So the podcast that I co-host on with 3 of my closest friends in optometry, we're called the Depth Perception Podcast. And we go in depth about the perceptions and misconceptions in optometry. So we talk about business, we talk about dating in optometry, we talk about mental health, we talk about how to pass boards, in school, post school, everything. We're a group of young optometrists that have recently graduated, and I think we really bring that new perspective into optometry.
That new flavor.
A new flavor. And we love it. We love helping students, pre-optometry students, young ODs, and then honestly, we love learning from the seasoned ODs as well. So that's what we're doing in the podcast. You guys can find us on all the platforms at the Depth Perception Podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever you like to listen to. We're also on YouTube as well.
And they're on the Defocus Media Podcast Network as well. You can tap in there to listen to their episodes also.
So you guys got to tune in. You got to listen.
That's for sure. So for all the listeners out there, if you could leave one tip just in life, what would it be?
Ooh, I would say my one tip in life is whatever goal you have, start writing the small steps.
Oh, man, she just dropped the bar.
Yeah, because when you write down the small steps, you just took one step towards that goal. And those small steps are going to get you closer and closer and closer to that big goal. And you're already doing it. You already got the goal. You already wrote it down. Now let's get those small steps going. And suddenly you're going to be at a new chapter in life.
I love it. I love it. Dr. Nunez, this has been fantastic. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. I really love how you're empowering the future of optometry. I have this crystal ball, and the things that I see here is going to be amazing. So continue the good work, and continue to stay blessed. And for all my colleagues out there that's listening, stay healthy, stay positive, stay blessed. And until next time, peace.
Peace.
Hey family, if you enjoyed this full podcast, don't miss out on more engaging content. Check out the next episode right here. And for the latest updates, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support means the world to us. Catch us in the next episode. Peace.